Hi, today I'm looking at All Things Must Pass by George Harrison. What an amazing song. I don't need to tell you that because you're here, but what a brilliant song. Okay, there's several sections to this. There's an intro, there's 3 verses, looking at my notes, there's 3 choruses, there's an outro, there's a middle 8, and there's a bridge. So there's loads of little sections, but most of them use very, very similar things in terms of chords and rhythm. There aren't actually that many chords in this song. There's 7 different chords and 2 of them are very nearly the same. So before we start, I'm just going to show you what the chords are. The first one is E. It's a standard E chord, E major, played here. I'm sure you know that one, but just in case, from here it's open, 2, 2, 1, open, open. Then we've got an F sharp minor 11. Now F sharp minor 11 is this, or this particular shape for the song anyway. It's the 3rd finger on the 4th string 4th fret, 1st finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret. And at the point in the song where this happens, only happens once, we're just playing these 4 strings. So we're avoiding these 2, and we've got 4, 2, open, open. Now for a lot of the song we've got another chord called F sharp minor 11 over E. So it's that same chord, but you just slightly touch that 5th string from underneath with this finger so it mutes it. And now we play all of the strings, so now we've got an E bass note on it. That's used a lot. Got a very similar chord to that, which is the same shape, moved along 2 frets, so this is at 4, this is at 6, still muting the 5th string. Play all of them, and this is just another way of playing E. So when I do demos of this, and if I put the names of the chords for that one, I'm just going to call it E2. Just that doesn't mean anything musically, it's just to differentiate between this E and this E. We've got an A. You probably know A like that, but this is a bar chord. For this song, this is what it sounds like he's playing. This is what's best, really. So it's an E-shaped bar chord at 5th fret. I'm sure you probably know this, but just in case, we're barring across the 5th fret all the way. We've got a 2nd finger on the 6th fret, 3rd string, 4th finger, 7th fret, 4th string, 3rd finger, 7th fret, 5th string. So from here we've got 5, 7, 7, 6, 5, 5. There's a B minor 7. Now there are different ways to play this. I've listened quite carefully to try to decide on the original recording which one he was playing, and I think he's doing this. But there are other ways you can play it, and I've seen footage of him playing it live where he did something like this. Another one there. But the one that's on the original recording I think is this. So you're barring at 7th fret all the way across. 3rd finger's on the 9th fret of the 5th string. 4th finger is on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. So we've got 7, 9, 7, 7, 10, 7. And the last one's E major 7, played like this. We've got the 4th finger on the 5th string 7th fret, 3rd finger on the 4th string 6th fret, 1st finger covering 3 strings, so it's a little half bar at 4th fret, so it's covering the 1st, 2nd, 3rd strings, 4th fret. And you can play the open E with this because it's an E chord, it's an E major 7, but I don't think he is doing that on the record, so I would probably avoid that one, although it sounds fine to play it. So not using that one, we've got 7, 6, 4, 4, 4. So the intro is a chord sequence which is used a lot in this song. So the intro is the most important part of the song in a way. If you can get a hang of this, you can play most of the song. So what we do is 2 beats on E, and in terms of the strum, do the main beats, which is 1, 2, it's quite slow. But in between each one, do a very small sort of half strum where you just kind of mainly hit the bass notes like this. And it doesn't need to be very loud at all. Okay. But the main thing is to get the 2 beats. So we do 2 on the E, 2 on F sharp minor 11 over E. Make sure that's muting that 5th string. 2 strums or 2 beats on the E alternative version. Remember to mute that string still. And then 2 beats on the A bar chord. We do that twice. So the whole intro is this. And one small thing to mention, on the actual song, on the original record, when he's going from the E to the F sharp minor 11 over E, he sort of does a little sliding thing like this. So sometimes you can hear that and sometimes you can't, but these 2 fingers, first and third, are on the same strings for both chords. So that's a little tip for the chord change. Don't lift them off, go. If you strum slightly early, or change slightly late I should say, you're then going to get a bit of a slide. I exaggerated it there. Right, verse 1, very similar to the intro. You basically play that intro sequence where we played it twice in the intro. You play that 3 times for the verse, and then on the end of that you play something very similar, but the only difference is instead of the other version of E here, we play the normal E. So the last 2 bars of this verse 1 are like this. So just to demonstrate, I'm going to play the whole verse. Then we're on to the chorus. Now you've ended on the A chord at the end of the verse. You just move up to the B minor 7. So you're just sliding along, taking that one away, moving that one down there. And we do a bar of that. So that's back to the A bar chord for a bar. And then there's only 3 bars in what I'm calling the chorus anyway. We go back to the E for half a bar, the F sharp minor 11 over E for half a bar. So now that seems like a strange place for the chorus to end, but it's because it blends sort of seamlessly into the bridge. I could have incorporated the bridge into the chorus and said this is a chorus, but I'm hearing it as a bridge. I'm hearing it as a slightly separate section. So I'm just going to demonstrate the whole chorus. Then the bridge, which follows on from that first chorus, and you could just call this all the chorus. It's basically the intro chord sequence, but only played once, like this. Just to avoid any confusion there, I'm going to demonstrate the chorus followed by the bridge. Verse 2 is exactly the same as verse 1. There's one tiny difference. Now, do you remember on verse 1 where we played the same chord sequence 3 times, the main sequence from the song, and then on the 4th one, instead of going to this E chord, we went to the usual E chord. Well, in verse 2 and also verse 3 actually, he does that on the 2nd sequence as well. So he plays it first of all with this E, then with the standard E, then with this E, then with the standard E. I'll just play it so you can see what I mean. So this is verse 2. Okay, the second chorus, very similar to the first chorus. It basically is the first chorus, the 3 bars that we played, but then there's an extra bar on the end, and the extra bar is almost a repeat of the third bar. It's E, so the F sharp minor 11 over E. But right at the very end, there's a quick passing chord, just at the end of this bar, like on the last half beat, I think. Slides up to that alternative E chord, and that's just to lead you into the middle 8. So I'm just going to demonstrate this second chorus. So hopefully you could see from that, right at the end I did the E to the F sharp minor 11, but then just quickly moved up to that just before then going to the middle 8. Right, the middle 8, it's a bit like that first bridge where you could just say this is part of the second chorus. I'm hearing it as a slightly different sequence in the song that only actually happens once, which is what middle 8s normally do. Okay, so we go to the B minor 7 again, just like in the chorus, for a bar, then to A for a bar, and repeat that. So B minor 7A, B minor 7A, and then we go to an E major 7 for a whole bar, and then F sharp minor 11 for a bar, but this time it's not with the E bass, it's just the F sharp minor 11. I'll just demonstrate the middle 8. And you'll hear that it kind of drops down, goes a bit more laid back and a bit mellower for the last 2 bars. Then we've got verse 3, identical to verse 2. Okay, chorus 3, very similar to chorus 2. What actually happens is you repeat what you did for chorus 2. So that was B minor 7 for a bar, A for a bar, E to F sharp minor 11 over E, and then again E to F sharp minor 11 over E with that little passing chord, which led into the middle 8. Well, here, instead of leading into a middle 8, it goes into the next part of this chorus, which is almost a repeat. It's B minor 7 again to A again, E, F sharp minor 11 over E, and then here, slightly different, goes to the A chord, and on a separate guitar, this chord just rings. On a separate guitar, there's a little fill, which I haven't transcribed. If you want that, put in the comments and I'll do it. It's something like... It's like a little fill like that. But the chord part is not playing the fill, it's a separate guitar. So the chord part's just hanging on this A. And something very important about this part is it's 6 beats long. So this bar on the A is a bar of 6/4, not 4/4. The rest of the song's in 4/4, so you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we've got to count to 6. And that allows for that little fill to fit in where it does. I'm just going to demonstrate the whole of chorus 3 for you. I'll do it a little bit slower than the original, this one. 6. Then the outro, now after counting 6 beats on that A and the little fill, the outro is the same sequence we've been playing a lot in this song. So the intro sequence, E, F sharp minor 11 over E, the alternative E chord, and then the A bar chord, just like in the intro. Play it twice, so effectively that's the intro, and then strum a E chord right on the end. So I'll just play the outro. Okay, if you need chord charts for this or chord box diagrams, I can write both out for you and send them, so just get in touch if you'd like those. And when I work these songs out, it's all by ear. I'm not using anyone else's transcriptions for these, so I'm always just relying on my own ear. So this is my interpretation. I'm pretty confident with this one that I've got the right shapes. If you think any of them aren't, definitely put in the comments, because I'm always interested to know, and I might look at your suggestions and then correct it if I agree with you. But I think these sound pretty good to me. Please click like if you like this one, and any questions, just ask. Thanks.